All right, into office spaces. A little less going on here in the restaurants. These have standard occupancy schedules as well. One um, distinct factor, though, is maybe there's many occupancy zones within the space that are different both in function and schedule, open versus private offices, and then conference meeting rooms that are generally unoccupied. There are distinctions between these spaces, and you want to take that into account. There are high plug loads in office spaces, computers and copiers, and all of those things are plugged in and are continuously using energy. Um, Kitchenette equipment as well, just another thing to think about. We can talk about measures for office spaces. Well, yeah, let's dive into HVAC and talk about that for restaurants. But um, HVAC in office spaces is generally pretty easy to wrap your head around. It depends a lot on what's existing. You know, if you're leasing a office space, it's probably not uh, in your plan to do an HVAC or retrofit. So working with what you have and doing everything you can to make it so that only spaces that are occupied and that are unreasonably hot or cool are receiving uh, conditioning at any given time. That's the priority there. And one strategy you can use for this is upgrading to programmable thermostats. These are much more sophisticated than uh, pressing the unit into heat, cool, fan. You can set 7-day schedules with your standard occupancy. You can program heating and cooling set points both during standard occupancy hours and also during unoccupied hours, setting those set points back when no one's in the space so that you're not running HVAC when you don't have to. Ideally, distinct zones should be served by either individual HVAC units um, or distinct terminal units that can be, turned on and off according to some higher level control strategy. What you don't want to happen is one rooftop unit is serving all the offices in your space, and there's maybe the principal's, office is by a sunny window, and so when they get warm, there is cooling for the entire office. That kind of overkill is what, zoning is supposed to limit. And if you don't have advanced controls, closing or just minimizing vents to unoccupied spaces is a good alternative. Um, we can also reduce infiltration, and infiltration is just uh, unconditioned outside air seeping into the space. Um, yeah, that's going to affect the internal conditions, and we want to minimize that. We can weatherize with door and window seals and simply close windows and blinds during hot periods. Smart power strips are a good investment for office spaces. They reduce um, plug equipment from drawing power, even when not technically in use. You can set schedules in these smart strips, and um, yeah, they simply reduce plug loads in the space. Um, and again, lighting retrofit. Uh, Talked about this previously, but office spaces also have standard, 40 plus hour occupancies weeks. That's pretty high. The return on LED upgrades is large. There is also the opportunity for lighting controls upgrades in the space. If occupancy sensors are not present in variable occupancy spaces such as meeting rooms, conference, kitchen, we can tell the light to turn off, even if someone had forgotten to do so themselves. And that's office measures.